Alright, so first I want to start by saying Kala Lal Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of James Great Stone. Salutation to you all came out there present this truth in sincerity, the elect, Shalom. This is Brother Kanan from James Jamaica, the quick lesson. And today is gonna be a God versus men, and social distancing, because you have where persons are against what God says when it comes to quarantine and keeping distance in particular cases, such as a female seeing their period, but they are fully behind this social distance because of this COVID situation. Now, I'm not saying that in a case where there's an outbreak for safety, it is not smart to stay away from a person that is infected with certain illness. I am not saying that. All right, but the hypocrisy behind it is clear, and that is the reason why this lesson is being done. So, of course, the greatest scientist, the greatest doctor that you can think of would be God. And whatever he inspires his prophets to our person that he sets upon her to administrate, they would have the proper order and way how to live life, and not some doctors that are going to go contrary to what God is saying, and for feeling good, or the feel good factor, a lot of persons tend to negate, to basically disregard God's will. And we're not having it. Again, the society is far gone, and certain things they cannot change, but to highlight these things is to show that people hate God and them love men. You're lover of men and not lover of God. And the laws that God administrator provide you with, you don't see the need for it or the reason for it. Now, let's put it this way. All right. So social distancing and the whole COVID situation. Persons willingly accept it, and COVID, corona, people dying and whatever. Not even going to go into whether it's the situation with that, but there you might say, okay, persons are dying, so it is that serious. So, okay, quarantine for real. And again, we're not saying that anything is wrong with quarantining if there's an outbreak. And again, I said if there's an outbreak. All right. So the Bible supports that type of thing, but because persons are not following protocols that the Most High provide, especially when it comes to period, then you have a lot of things like this. Because guess what? A female going about having her period and not separating herself for quarantine for the time period that she has her period for, she can be causing contamination or any form of passing to anyone. It can easily happen. And again, there's a lot of things behind that we may not know, that God's know why He's saying it. Alright, but one thing you can certainly point out is that you're passing blood, and if you are passing blood, that means you're passing things that you can be infected. And look at how these demons, I'm gonna even read it because it kinda in a sense, but these demons try to nothing is wrong with period, girls in their period, it is quite healthy, and all of this and the blood or whatever. And then so, if it's not infected, how do you know a person is infected? How much persons can have illness or infection and you don't know? That's the reason why the quarantine exists. So they try to tell you these things for you to just to break the laws of the Heavenly Father, because the scripture says that when a female is on that time period, she's supposed to separate herself, and anything which that she touch or basically come in contact with, she's supposed to be clean, and she's supposed to stay a certain place until these things are dealt with. But nowadays, everybody go everywhere. You're going to a taxi, a female just come in and sit. You don't know. So easy for contamination to be passed. You know what I mean? Different aspect. So this cannot be healthy. And them have better ways of getting or cleaning yourself or whatever. You know what I mean? It's still not healthy because look much cases where persons and them still mess themselves up. You know what I mean? So again, it kind of sound away. But anyways, you get the point that I'm trying to say. So people accept the whole social distancing, even though there's no saying that the thing cannot the passing of the so-called coronavirus is not where you go up on a wall and you lean up on the wall and someone is the scenes on the wall or whatever. There are no saying things like that. So I'm just showing you how people accept these things. Now, just a quick lesson. Point out you people are hypocrites, and especially you females, because you know that this feeling or whatever that you're, but because you want to be accepted in any form or shit, you feel like persons don't like you or love you because you're going through a period like that, and you have to separate yourself. Hell no. Why would someone hate you if they're going to take you back right after the time period? At that time, you're not clean. You're unclean. And for a person to come out and talk as if it is clean, then it shows you how these people are dumb and sick. You know what I mean? Sickening in the mind, and doctors are like that, and that's why you cannot trust doctors because they're science this and that. They're false doctors. They're false doctors. That's why I don't trust doctors. You know what I mean? My doctor is Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. You know what I mean? And yes, some doctors may have certain knowledge, but for some reasons, a lot of things they go against nature and the natural way of life. So this is just a quick lesson. I'm not going to even make it long. So let me just read this. You know what I mean? Just to point out the hypocrisy, right? So let me read the scripture and call it a day. So this is Acts 5 and verse 29. It says, Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, We ought to obey God rather than men. Yeah, we rather obey God rather than men because the Most High is always right. You know what I mean? The Most High is always right. And it's not a case where we're guessing this. We know this as Hebrew Israelites. You know what I mean? And again, show us some things. Today they are saying that just to show you that men are wrong. And a lot of things. They're saying, alright, what is a female menstrual cycle? Basically the average time is 28 days. What does the word menstrual or menstruation mean? It come from the Greek it go to menses, or I think it's many or mene, something like that. That basically mean month. 28 days. 28 days make a month. 7 days make a week. These are basic logics, but yet still you have 31 days, 30 days, and these things. So it shows you that society don't accept the natural way of life in a lot of things. They are so. The Bible said they're going to change time and change laws and times. This is what they're doing. But when you point out these logics to people, they look, y'all come with some weirdo shit. The people that might go against these things are weird. Because how can 4 weeks not be a month? Which 4 weeks is 28 days. You know what I mean? The monthly cycle. And your monthly cycle for most part, once it's on a regular scale, is 28 days. A month. You know what I mean? And again, they want to say, for persons it varies. Yes, we know it varies, but that's the regular thing. The moon has a part in life. Everything has an order. The Most High create him order, he must know him and do. You know what I mean? So how comes people want to go against that and then tell you what is healthy from what is not healthy when God tell you what is healthy from what is not healthy? So I'm not going to stress this. Again, it's just to show you that people are stupid when it comes to what they want to accept and what they want to go against. They just want to go against God for most part, so they can basically do or feel comfortable in their evilness or whatever they're doing. But accept when men, and again, everybody accept the whole social distance thing, but again, a lot of persons accept this. So again, all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yashai, Alright, Kalalal Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, double again to the apostles, and elders of James Stone, and take him out there. Shalom.